Hello, YouTube. Here's my boy.
Press the applications bell and the subscribe button in below.
And thank you.
And thank you.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. Another great day in the Philippines. What I'm going to talk about today is school for kids. You know, the schools here, especially the public schools, they don't have school buses. The majority of them don't even have a parking area. Like my son's school, or a place for pick up and drop off. It's right on the highway. Now, my son's been going to the school here local for the past 3 years, I think. Yeah. And before the pandemic, the school was in the process of putting a canopy over their multi-purpose area. This is the area they gather for school meetings and plays and one thing and another. It's an outdoor facility. And we donated to that project. It's sad that the government doesn't have the funding to support little projects like that for these schools. I don't know if that's true throughout the Philippines, but this particular school I'm focusing on. And we helped out with that. We also, his classroom at that time, we purchased a fan. Because they had no fan. And you know, this is the tropics. And even with the windows open and the doors open, there's still no ventilation. No moving air. It gets hot. So we bought a fan. Now there's no place to plug it up. You know, all these classrooms were built with just one light in the middle of the room. There are no plug-ins. So, we know a local electrician, and we hired him to get what's necessary to install a plug-in so they could use the fan. Well, this year, they had come up with enough funds to put a CR in the classroom, or bathroom, you might call it. Which basically, I'm pretty sure, I've not looked at it personally, consists of the toilet and probably a sink to wash your hands. Now remember, I'm sure the toilet don't have a flush tank. So I have to manually flush it with dipping water and pouring it into the bowl. So they're going to have a parent meeting today. All the parents in the class. And they're going to try to come up with funding to put tile in this bathroom. For those not familiar with here in the Philippines, if the bathroom is just concrete, the floor and so forth, it's an unfinished surface and it's rough. And it's extremely hard to keep clean. And it's got a tendency to house mold and mildew and bacteria and so forth, if you're familiar with concrete. So I can understand why they want to put tile in their bathroom. So Grace and I, we went to San Carlos yesterday and we look at tiles. And it looks like it's going to cost around $100 to put tile on the floor and 4 foot up on the wall. That don't sound like a lot of money, does it? Well, for those students, I think there's Virgil's class, I think there's over 20, somewhere along there, 20 plus kids. I doubt any of those parents been able to donate more than just a few pesos. Be lucky if the parents have got $10 between them extra that they can afford to put in. And that's sad. I'm happy that they've actually got a bathroom in their classroom, because the one they had prior, it was so unsanitary. It was basically an outdoor toilet, what it was. But anyway, what I'm getting around to is that Grace and I we're going to try to put it within our budget to at least buy the tile. Maybe the parents can come up with enough money to buy what's necessary to install the tile, plus pay the carpenter, and so forth. Probably looking at another $50. Thereabouts. I calculated it'd take 2 days labor. We're going to try to use my personal carpenter that I use for all projects. He's good at what he does. He's one that done tile work in our home. And he's affordable. So, I look at this, it's sad that schools were built here in this country, and it's just rough finished. Excuse me. I got the fan on and it's irritating my eye. The air is kind of stagnated this morning, not moving. And even though they may look nice on the outside, these rooms are pretty simple. Very basic. And it's no wonder that the education system is not up to par with the rest of the world. Because not enough is focused on education. But also I've noticed in the time I've been here, kids that are fortunate enough to get a reasonable education and end up being in the upper level as far as education is concerned, the majority of them don't end up working in their home country. They don't work in the Philippines. They go abroad. No. They may work for a short period of time, like nurses, but most nurses end up going abroad. And a lot of them end up in the U.S. The guys, the ones that do fairly well in school, they end up with different jobs. To be honest with you, a lot of them end up working on ships. The seamen, as they call it. And some of those guys make good money. I'm aware of quite a few that's done quite well. And I understand why expats think living here you hear a lot of them down the Filipinos for not being very intelligent. I've got news for you. These people are highly intelligent. They don't get the education. They're in a generation now that's actually getting educated compared a short time ago. I'm fortunate enough to see to it that Grace's sisters graduated school, and they're doing quite well. Several of her cousins made sure that they got educated, and they're doing quite well. So, what's necessary in this country is, for those that can, if you can get a kid educated, do it. If you want to make a difference, you might not see the immediate difference. But, just one child that gets educated when they grow up, they're going to focus on educating their kids. You made a difference. That's what it's all about. And if you want to make a difference, make a difference. Find you a kid and see what their attitude is, and if they got the right attitude, see to it that they get to go to school. A lot of kids don't go to school because you take parents and make them only $5 a day, and they can't even put food on the table, and they live in the poorest housing conditions. No, if you're supporting a kid going to school, that allows them to improve their living conditions on their small amount of money. That's what I did. And you'd be amazed at the difference it's made with those families. I see the improvements. I no longer support most of them, and they're doing extremely well. They've improved their housing, their transportation, their health, just by doing one small thing. But anyway, folks, Grace and I are going to do our best to see that they get their CR tile and so forth. I just thought I'd ramble on about education. I appreciate everybody watching my videos. And I appreciate all my subscribers and all the new people that comes aboard. So, if you don't mind, you know what to do.